Hello blunts, what's chilling? In today's episode we will talk about Big Bang's T.O.P drug scandal and hospitalization.
OMG, T.O.P has a drug scandal? He must be a drug dealer, right?
No, he isn't a drug dealer.
Oh, I know. He smoked weed and was found driving, right?
No, he wasn't found driving while under weed effect.
Shit man, it must be this one. He harmed people while was on weed effect.
No, he didn't do any of that. All he did, he smoked weed with a 22 years young girl 2 times in October of 2016.
What? Why is this even news, man? He smoked a joint 2 times with a 22 years old girl. It's not like he harmed anyone. In a society that's drinking until you crumble is perfectly normal. How can they judge people if they smoke a joint from time to time? It's not like he is a drug addict or he used strong drugs like cocaine, etc. He just smoked 2 times a joint with a girl, which by the way, she was 21 or 22 of age. She is above the age of be able to drink alcohol.
Apparently, drinking until you crumble, drinking until you get into a coma is not such a big deal, but smoking a joint, it's criminal, man. You have to die if you ever smoke a joint. First let's begin with the beginning. I don't without fansing the people, man. If I am like go honest, I'm doing this for money, for money, for money, for money. On the 1st of June, the Seoul Drug Criminal Investigation Department brought up charges upon the member as a result of a hair test that was conducted, indicating positive. The investigation suggests that T.O.P may have been smoking marijuana last October, a few months before his enlistment in February. Whether the member smoked the drug on a daily basis was never known. YG Entertainment has already confirmed T.O.P admitted to the charges, but reports say he initially denied the accusations. The Big Bang member and a female acquaintance in her 20s were found to have illegally smoked marijuana in his home on 3 different occasions between the 9th to the 12th of October of last year. T.O.P first told police it wasn't marijuana, it was an electronic cigarette. However, his acquaintance eventually admitted to the crime. Police also stated the acquaintance had multiple drug offenses on file already. The identity of the acquaintance who was caught smoking marijuana with Big Bang's T.O.P has been revealed. T.O.P and a female acquaintance have admitted to charges made by police that they had smoked marijuana illegally on 3 different occasions in October of last year. The acquaintance in question has now been revealed to be a trainee named Han Seo-hee. The 22-year-old is known for making it into the top 12 on MBC's The Birth of a Great Star 3 in 2012. She's reported to have been so popular a fan club formed before she ever officially made her debut. There were reports last year Han Seo-hee would be debuting with a girl group, but there have been no updates about her debut since. In another update, T.O.P was spotted at a Seoul police station on the 2nd of June at 12:30 p.m. KST, though he was scheduled to come in for questioning around 5:30 p.m. It's reported the Big Bang member, who was taking a vacation, unexpectedly came earlier. Media outlets are said to have been inconvenienced by the sudden change to his arrival, as T.O.P had previously agreed to talk to press. T.O.P uploaded a handwritten letter of apology. He had recently tested positive for marijuana and had admitted to the charges. He just uploaded a letter of apology. The letter reads, T.O.P is getting expelled from his army division, the police said. In the 41st article of military police management laws, there is a law that states a soldier can be expelled if he is not fit to fulfill the duties. We will soon be ordering him to leave the division. After T.O.P is ordered to leave, he will have to go through investigation and trial. If his trial ends in anything other than imprisonment, he will have to re-enlist. The police said, you cannot be accepted back into a division you have been expelled from unless there are outstanding circumstances. His enlistment as an army policeman is now over. On the 5th of June, T.O.P made his first public appearance since the controversy as he was leaving his service station in Gangnam. The idol star rushed through the many reporters without saying a word, while netizens believe he displayed a small smile on his face. Netizens expressed shock at smiling T.O.P and commented, "Is he smiling? Please tell me that I just mistook that. F-King smiling? He's insane. Did you smoke weed last night again? Is he just confident, proud, or something? I'm not sure what's up with him, but he's seriously a problem. Howl, he looks like a psychopath. Why is he smiling? I'm getting goosebumps." Meanwhile, T.O.P, who admitted to smoking marijuana 2 times last October, will be going through further investigation and trial. BigBang's T.O.P found unconscious and moved to ICU. T.O.P is currently in an intensive care unit after being found unconscious on the 6th of June at 5 p.m. KST. Reports say the BigBang member has yet to regain consciousness, and an associate of his relayed to media he's still undergoing testing, and the results are not yet out. However, it seems a drug overdose is suspected. With recent events, he's been going through a hard time and has been very stressed. It's reported T.O.P's mother and other family are waiting for him to regain consciousness in the ICU. This news comes shortly after T.O.P was expelled from the military police division due to marijuana use charges. Update. A rep from YG Entertainment confirmed. We've been told T.O.P is receiving intensive care for a drug overdose after being taken to the emergency room. His mother is currently staying beside him at the hospital. The doctors at the Yuha Women's University Hospital in Mokdong, Seoul gave an official update on T.O.P's condition at a press conference on the 7th of June. As there have been conflicting reports about the BigBang member's state, hospital officials came together to clear up any misinformation. Though military police previously stated T.O.P was not unconscious, his mother stated he was in fact unconscious when brought into the hospital. Yuha Women's University Hospital's head of public relations Kim Han-soo stated he came in on the 6th of June at 12:34 p.m. KST. He was carried in by 3 people. One person held his upper body, while 2 others held the lower half of his body. He added, "Our emergency staff examined him and found the patient was in a state of deep sleep and semi-consciousness. His pupils were contracted, and he had decreased corneal reflection, which only showed a reaction to strong stimulus. He was suffering from respiratory failure due to low levels of oxygen and higher levels of carbon dioxide. As he was in critical condition, which we gave him necessary emergency medical care for, he was brought into intensive care at 4:50 p.m. KST. Medical professionals from the hospital further confirmed T.O.P's respiratory issues were due to an overdose of tranquilizers that were prescribed to him, stating he would need medical attention from the neurology and mental health departments. After his condition improves, he'll be receiving treatment from mental health professionals. Professor of Neurology Kim Yong-jae stated T.O.P would open his eyes when he was given a strong enough stimulus, but he was unable to concentrate. Though there may be breathing issues or brain damage, the professor stated this wasn't the case of T.O.P. Lee Deok-hee of the emergency department also stated, "We're unable to determine the specific amount of medication the patient took," adding that a recovery time would be difficult to approximate, though patients T.O.P's age usually recover in a week. Despite earlier reports of T.O.P being found unconscious, police are saying the BigBang member did not actually lose consciousness. Police updates say T.O.P simply fell into a deep sleep and did not technically lose consciousness. On the 6th of June, a rep from the police told media outlets his loss of consciousness reported is not true. His anti-anxiety medication has sleeping pill ingredients in it, so he fell asleep. He's received urine and blood tests as well as a CT scan, and the results are normal. The rep continued, the results have been relayed to his family. The doctor expects T.O.P to wake up in 1-2 days when the drugs wear off, and he'll be able to return to life as normal. It seems BigBang's T.O.P is awake. According to Star News, his mother came to his hospital at 12:30 p.m. on the 8th of June and went to see him from 1 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. KST. She mostly ignored press questions, but when asked about his condition, said he's gotten a lot better. When asked, did he make eye contact and recognize you, she answered that he had. She left without answering any other questions. And latest news as of now, BigBang's T.O.P has been stripped of his military police title. The prosecutors submitted the notice to the 42nd Division of the 4th Squad this the 8th of June. As he is currently recovering in the ICU for his drug overdose, T.O.P will be heading back home once he has recovered instead of back to his squadron. If T.O.P is sentenced to over 1 year and 6 months of imprisonment, he will be forcibly expelled from the army and will not be able to serve anything less, and he will be evaluated in order to determine if he is fit to serve in the military again. If he is evaluated to be unfit, then he will have to enlist in the reserved forces as a social public service worker. I honestly don't know how to start with the scandal. This whole thing is honestly turning out a lot worse than I thought. According to Daily Mail, South Koreans drink more alcohol than Brits, Russians and Americans put together. How can they crucify someone for smoking a few pots? The average person of drinking age in South Korea knocks back 13.7 shots of liquor per week, more than in any other country in the world. Now, let's talk about that for a bit. If South Korea's people are so ready to crucify people for smoking a few pots, by the way, I'm talking about marijuana solely. I'm really against other strong drugs like cocaine, ecstasy and so on. Even Obama said during the interview, I don't think marijuana is more dangerous than alcohol. South Korea has an estimated 1.6 million alcoholics, but behind the stark numbers there are even greater costs. Despite the harm to individual health and the cost to society, drinking is seen as a social lubricant for South Korea's overworked business employees and students. The Journal of Korean Medical Science reports that every night about 6 million South Koreans drink 9.53 million bottles of beer and 8.97 million bottles of soju, a distilled Korean liquor with about 20% alcohol. According to the same paper, the World Health Organization found in 2010 that Korea has the highest prevalence of alcohol abuse and dependence at 6.76% of the population. For business workers, drinking is non-negotiable. Drinks after work strengthen relationships with colleagues, and an invitation to drink with an office superior is a great compliment that should not be turned down. Despite a legal minimum age of 19 for the sale of alcohol, identification checks are uncommon at restaurants. Youth grasp every opportunity to have a good time. Many students drink 5 nights a week. The preference to ignore the binge drinking problem is also reflected in the continued belief in fan death. Doctors who conduct autopsies of fan death victims have stated that drunkenness is the likely cause of the hypothermia-induced deaths. However, the media and public ignore the science and perpetuate the myth of death by fan-blown air. Let's make a comparison between marijuana versus alcohol. While both are intoxicants used recreationally, their legality, patterns of use and long-term effects on the body make the two drugs difficult to compare. Both alcohol consumption and pot smoking can take a toll on the body, showing both short and long-term health effects. And research into marijuana's health effects is still in its infancy, compared with the rigorous studies looking at alcohol and human health. Drinking too much alcohol can quickly kill a person. The inability to metabolize alcohol as quickly as it is consumed can lead to a buildup of alcohol in the brain that shuts down areas necessary for survival, such as those involved with heartbeat and respiration. You can die binge drinking 5 minutes after you've been exposed to alcohol. That isn't going to happen with marijuana, said Ruben Baylor, a health scientist at the National Institute on Drug Abuse. The impact of marijuana use is much subtler. Of course, subtle effects don't equate with no danger, as is the case with smoking cigarettes, which is linked with 440,000 deaths per year in the US. Baylor said that marijuana affects the cardiovascular system, increasing heart rate and blood pressure, but a person can't fatally overdose on pot like they can with alcohol. Now that we know that alcohol is more dangerous than marijuana, why South Korea's people crucify people that smoke a pot but they won't crucify people that drink every fucking day until they pass out? I think this scandal got really out of hand, and the K-net stupidity can lead a lot of stars to their suicide. I think that South Koreans K-nets should focus more on their alcohol problems and take the same actions against alcohol as for marijuana. Peace. I'm out.